Hello everybody, today is Tuesday, November 1st. It's 3:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can see my computer clock here and the date. And I'm going to bring over the time and sales. We can see the E-mini S&P trading at 2104.75. It's just about 6 minutes before the regular session close. Quite a day for the auto trader today, a fantastic day. Before I begin, first the required disclaimer. Okay, a pretty heavy sell-off today on concerns about the election. So the market sold off pretty hard today. First up is the E-mini S&P on the 2500 tick chart, and we had a fantastic short trade here. Right off the open, we went short at 2123, and we hit our daily goal of 1500 with a tick of slippage, 2 ticks positive slippage, and you can see that here. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So obviously the market selling hard. We had 2 ticks of positive slippage on the exit here at 2102. So we went short at 2123. That's 21 points in the E-mini S&P, or 84 ticks. That's quite spectacular. Had a larger profit goal. This went another 10 points beyond that. You can see the low here down at 92. Note the BWT precision indicators giving us our first red bar here at 2124, and then signal to signal covering at 97.50. So 27 points just on the indicator signal. This is using our line break logic, and pretty perfect line break setup here. Here's our line break signal, and then the break, and then the short right here. And of course the long line break signals are ignored because the bars are red, so the line break logic filters out signals based on the trade. So quite a spectacular trade here, really excellent entry position, and then exiting as its goal was hit. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on the 3 range, and I've shown this chart just a few times. This is a setup that we ran on older versions of the Auto Trader, and it is performing very, very well. Today it hit its daily goal of $1,000, and this is trading 3 contracts. We're taking one contract off at 3 points, and then the others are going as a runner, and then we're using our trail stop reset. So we're trailing by the volatility stop at 12 ticks. The volatility stop is these little hash marks that you can see. At 24 ticks, we're trailing by a bar, and then if we hit 50 ticks, we're trailing by 10% of the profit. So it looks like this trade here, for example, went short at 2097 and went down to 2091 and a quarter. So probably took us out at the trail by a bar here. Anyway, this hit its goal and had positive slippage of about a point, is what it looks like, as the market looks like it jumped here. So if I tighten this up here, we can see the beginning equity for the day. The system starts trading at 10 or 10.25 actually. So we drew down a little bit, but then we recovered and went sideways, and then we had a very strong finish into the end. So there were some ups and downs here, but strong finish. Okay, next up is the crude oil on the Suparenco 7 tick, and we started off with a small winner on a long, a couple of small losers, and then a really solid short trade that was good for about 40 ticks here on 2 contracts, and that brought us to our daily goal of 1200 for the day. daily goal here. So pretty solid for the crude oil. Okay, next up is the NASDAQ on the Suparenko 10 tick, and this was the big winner for the day. This did 21.90 on only 2 contracts, and we had 3 short trades. This is using our line break algorithm. You can see where it got out probably based on our trailing stop here of only 5% once it hit 75 ticks. So this could have been potentially one long move down, but it got in and out. Pretty respectable trade placement. And if I tighten this up, we can see the beginning equity here. So a couple losers gave back a little here, and then we had a winner here into the end. And this would have went much further, but I actually manually closed the position here as I wanted to lock this in above 2,000 for the day. So this rally into the close actually did quite well. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a 1-minute line break chart. This did 13.25 for the day, and this I also closed manually here, and it had another 3 points or so to go, but this did 13.25 for the day. Pretty good, pretty well placed trades here. And this is just a regular line break chart, which can work pretty well. Okay, next up is the gold contract. This hit its goal of 1,200 and had a couple of ticks slippage, but you can see we had, it looks like 4 winners and 2 small losers here, and the winning trades have excellent trade placement, as you can see here. As you know, this would be pretty hard to do trading manually, getting this kind of position back to back. Okay, next up is the DAX on the Suparenko 14 tick, and this did 1,900 for the day. Probably hit its goal of 2,000 and then had a tick or two of slippage. So 1,900 for the day on the DAX here on just, looks like about 4 trades, 5 trades. We had a winner, couple small losers here, and then 2 winners back to back. Okay, next up is the Dow E-mini, and this had a mixed bag of trades today, ending up with 300. We probably had an equity high of okay, so we had a mixed bag of trades on the Dow E-mini contract, ending up with 330 for the day. Okay, next up is the crude oil. This is a new chart that I'm just trying some settings on. This is just a regular 5 range chart using our line break logic, and this had a mixture of trades today, but managed to finish at $480 profit. Next up is the crude oil on our Precision Renko. This did 600 for the day on a mixture of trades as well. 2 contracts. So I'll come back to this spectacular short trade here on the E-mini S&P 2500 tick, and you can see our indicators as well. That's all for today's video. If you'd like to find out more, please visit our website or please feel free to send me an email to systems@bluewavetrading.com. Thank you for watching today.